Hey hustlers, welcome back to my channel. I know I'm coming to you guys in a different situation. I'm busy getting ready to shoot some YouTube content, and I thought let's get ready together and talk about something that I think is very important. So as you can see, I've already got my brows done, my face is almost done, finished. I don't want this video to be too long, but I want to sit down, get ready with you guys, and just chat about something that I feel is not spoken about often enough, especially in the financial, like road to financial freedom, road to financial literacy and education. A lot of the times you are told what to do and not how to fix or forgive yourself for past mistakes and things that you've done in the past. So I'll just talk about myself, an example, use myself as an example and something that I have experienced, and hopefully it can help you as well. I'm gonna be doing my makeup and going through things that I do. I'm not gonna be talking about the makeup because I don't want this video to be too long. If you guys are interested in finding out what products I'm using or whatever, just let me know down below and I'll probably add it in the description box. So back in 2017, I was offered or was introduced to a business idea or business concept that was really good, something that I was very interested in, but at the time I didn't have any money saved to obviously start this business. I just bought my first car. Was it 2017? I think it was 2016. I'm lying, 2016. I just bought my first car, so I'd like maxed out my savings, so I had no money available to obviously start this business venture. And your girl, went and took a credit card. Mistake number one, to start this business. So I took a credit card. This is me fresh out of varsity, just got in my first job, and obviously I'm just trying to create some extra income because I wasn't earning that much at that job, and I just needed some extra money. And the business idea was a really great opportunity for me, but obviously I thought taking a credit card was the best thing to do, and I took a credit card to start this business. And I started the business. It went really well. I used the credit card to obviously invest in the business, and everything was going well, like really great, getting really great support from my business partners, and it was just really great few like months. However, I was very premature in the financial literacy type of game. I did an accounting degree, and there's this conception of, since you have a finance degree, you should know you should be well versed on your personal finances. And there's this thing of, oh, because I did accounting, I know what to do with my money. No, that was not the deal here. I learned more about business finance than personal finance, like, to be quite honest. And everything that I'm learning about personal finance is on my own, and things that I'm learning from like YouTube and reading books. I was not taught this at school, even with an accounting degree. So, you know, taking this credit card, starting this business, everything was very premature. Sorry for the noise, guys. I've got the window open to get some air in, so there's dogs and cars around and there's construction happening, so if it's a bit noisy, I'm really sorry about that. And then yeah, like everything went well, and I wasn't like very good with my finances. I didn't have any budget, like I wasn't budgeting, I wasn't like financially savvy, like personal finance savvy. And I was just excited to be getting in that little bit extra income, and all that income that I was making. So my deal when I took the credit card with myself was that I was going to use the credit card obviously to start the business, and then as the business was generating money, any profits I made I would put like back into the business, into the credit card, pay off the credit card. So I wasn't going to make any money from at the beginning of this business, because I wanted to pay off the credit card, and I was wanting to obviously just grow the business and invest back into the business and not use any of the business finances for my own personal use. Biggest mistake. As the money was rolling in, one, I did not separate the business income to my personal income. I used my personal bank account for the business as well. So there was no way of me like knowing what was what and what was the business and what was mine, and like there was no way of me like separating the two from each other. And what ended up happening was all the money that was coming in for me to obviously pay back the credit card and reinvest back into the business, I was using for personal use. Like if I'm running out of petrol, I use it to put more petrol in the car and all of that stuff. So it was just like a proper mess, and there was just no way like of me trying to. I did realize that this was happening, but I wasn't like at urgency to sort out the situation and be like, okay, cool, let's open a business account so all business expenses go through this account, so I don't need to, you know, be mixing up the two. And I mean, to be quite honest, I needed that money, so it was definitely helping me as well, because I wasn't making much in my job, and that extra income was helping me in my personal life. So that went on for quite a while, and obviously this credit card is there. It's also, I was also using it for other stuff as well, like my own personal stuff. So it was just a mess, and I was digging myself into this major credit card debt, and it just was like a never-ending cycle. Like it was just never ending, and it just got worse, like went from bad to worse. And by the time I realized what had happened, I was in too deep. Like I was in way too deep. And by in too deep, I mean I had like created this whole credit card debt that I was like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do this? And at the same time, I decided to stop doing the business that I was doing, because I had found another interest. So now I have this credit card debt for a business that's not giving me income anymore, because I've decided to like obviously take another path. And it was just a mess, an absolute mess. And the one thing was, in my mind, because the credit card was available, I don't know why I thought that the credit card money was my money, which is not true. Like the available balance in the credit card is not mine. And I don't know why, but my brain was like always taking it in as it's my money as well. Like I'm gonna pay back at the end of the month. It's my money. And it got so bad that I was like, okay, no, I need to fix the situation. And you know, fixing the situation, I had to be honest with myself and be like, okay, you've dug yourself this big grave. How are you gonna get out of it? Literally, that's the type of conversation I had to have with myself, because I'd gotten myself into that situation, and I was so disappointed in myself for the way I had handled the whole situation. Like I felt like I should have known better, and I should have done better for myself and by myself. Like, and it was just like this never-ending cycle of like, if I need money, I'm digging this bigger grave into the credit card, I'm paying it off, like paying the monthly installment, and then at the month end I'm using it again, and I'm just staying at the same like credit balance, and it was just never like working out. And on top of that, I got a phone contract in the same period of using this credit card. For 2 years, I opened a clothing store account so I could get this phone contract. So I had 2 clothing accounts, a credit card, a phone contract, and everything running at the same time, and it was just a massive mess. Like it was a mess. And the first step of me actually forgiving myself and, you know, getting into the point of, okay, cool, now you need to sort out your life and you need to kind of stop this, was realizing that this was a problem that I needed to sort out. So I had to own up to the problem that I had created for myself. And the best way to do that was to sit down. Remember, I didn't even have a budget, like, so I never used to budget. Like it was just a proper mess. So I then sat down with myself. I was honest, and I was like, okay, this is a massive problem. How do we fix it? And I was like, you don't have a budget. We need to budget and plan how my money works, and how like much money is coming in and how much money is going out, and what else can I do to sort out this problem. So then I sat down and I started drafting down a budget, and I did a budget for the first time in my life, and I was just like, this is such common. Like, I know of a budget, but why wasn't I doing one from the beginning? I don't know how I was thinking I was going to be able to track my money and plan it properly and know what to do with it and have a proper plan in place without digging myself into a hole. So I started doing a budget. And then I realized, okay, cool. what is coming in and what is going out isn't going to help me, isn't enough. Then I started selling. The next thing I started doing was obviously looking and seeing where I could make some extra income. So then I started selling some of my clothes to like friends and on Facebook Market and all of that stuff, and all the money that I would make from selling my clothes would go to paying off my clothing accounts. So I did that, and I started like selling stuff and paying it off with my clothing accounts, and I closed one clothing account within like 3 months of doing that. And then I remember last 2018, yes, 2018, my contract expired, and then obviously they called me to offer me to renew my contract and get a new contract, and I said no. My phone was still in good working condition, and I was paying quite a large amount towards this contract. So I got this money back, and I was able to finish the other clothing account, and now I'm not paying for 2 clothing accounts. So I've got all this disposable income that I can take the money that I was paying for the 2 clothing accounts plus the money I was paying monthly for my credit card, and just put it all into my credit card to obviously pay this off much quicker. However, I needed to understand my own personal spending habits and my own personal emotional or my own personal relationship with money, because as much as I was fixing the problem, I needed to know what causes the problem and know my triggers and know, okay, cool, if I'm feeling this way or if this is happening, this is how I tend to spend, this is how I tend to do things. And my major issue was that I would see the available balance of the credit card and think that's money available for me to spend and that's my money, but it wasn't. And I needed to create that distinct relationship that what the credit card money is not my money, that does not belong to me. What's in my current account, that is my actual physical money that I have. So I can't be using my credit card and saying I'm gonna pay it back, because that's not my money, you know. And the main thing is I'm trying to pay off my credit card. So I like started distinguishing, like, okay, I'm a very emotional spender. So like if I'm not feeling great, I want to go shop and I want to go spend some money and buy some new stuff, and that just makes me feel really good and like much better. So like I had to identify that, and like I had to like notice that for myself and be like, okay, this is a problem and this is how we're gonna fix the problem. And then after that, I was very strict with my budget. I've got a whole budget video about things that I did to obviously help me stick to my budget and like how I budget. I'll leave that down below. That's still things that I use now, tricks that I still use, and they've helped me so much more. Like I'm at a point in my life where I have money available at the end of the month after everything has been done, and that never used to be my reality. You know, if I had money available, I'd be like, what haven't I paid? Is there a bill I haven't paid? You know, like this is weird, you know. And that's not the type of life I want for myself, and that's not the life I want you to have. So I just say identify what the problem is, then devise a way of how to fix the problem, but after identifying what the actual real problem is. So yeah, and literally from now on, one thing I can say I've definitely learned is not to use credit to start a business that I can easily save for. If it's a business that obviously requires a lot of capital and it's going to take forever for you to save, then obviously go for funding routes and all of that. But if it's a business that you can easily save for within 6 months or whatever, do it. Don't be impulsive and want results now. Like instant gratification is not going to help you. And because I'd started this business using credit card, it wasn't my money, it wasn't money I actually really felt like it was going out of my account, and I was feeling some type of way about it. I didn't have that like urgency to pay it back, or that like sense of, you know, I need to take care of this business because it's my hard-earned money. You know, for me, I was doing the best, and I mean I had really great success in this business, but if I'm being really honest, I didn't really give it my all, and I wasn't very like in there for it. I was very what would you call this, very results driven. Like if it didn't get a result, which I think is what caused me to stop doing the business, because for a while I stopped like getting the results I wanted, and I decided to like obviously walk away from the business. And I mean, I wasn't really that passionate about it after really being honest with myself and realizing that actually I wasn't greatly passionate about this business. So that's why I treated it the way I treated it, and the income I was making with it, I wasn't very cautious and serious about how I spend it, and you know, just like how I caution myself in the spending of it and all of that stuff. So that's literally what I did. And is this to say I'm now perfect? I do everything by the book, my finances are in order, everything's great? No, far from it. But I'm at a better space right now. I can definitely understand my triggers. I'm very aware of my spending habits, my emotional relationship to money, and like I know myself, and I know how to safeguard myself, and I know how to, and budgeting has really helped me. Like I can't stress enough, like I get so much satisfaction from sticking to my budget and sticking it through and doing really well at my budget, because I'm like an achiever, so I get great like satisfaction from achieving something. Like I'm very goal driven, so if I achieve like my budget, I get so much like satisfaction and excitement from it. And you know, that's helped me feed off my, you know, like my spending habits and all of that. Like that's really helped me like zone in everything and be more specific and be more like cautious about how I spend my money. So yeah, that's literally what I did, and like I'm at a better place. I'm very like aware of myself, my money, and you know, another thing is just educate yourself. Like I've been reading a lot of books, watching lots of videos and sharing them with you guys. That's why I created this channel, to just share some of the things that I had learned, that I had done, that I know can definitely help someone out there. And yeah, just like sharing, reading, and just knowing your spending habits and your personal, like your own personal you know, spending personality, and like money personality is very important to know, because then you can easily identify your triggers. So yeah, that's literally what I did, and I hope this video really helps someone out there who's feeling the same way, or is feeling like they now back themselves into a corner and they actually can't get out of it, and they don't know what to do, where to start, and they're condemning themselves. I promise you, condemning yourself until kingdom come is not going to help you. But fixing the problem and like sorting your life out and getting things sorted out and figuring out a plan, of like an action plan, and make sure you figure out a plan or an action plan that's going to make sense for you and it's going to be easy to execute. Like for me, it was easy to realize that, okay, I can't be having clothing accounts. Like that's unacceptable. If I can't afford to buy it cash, I can't afford the clothes, you know. So for me, it's like I don't even feel some type of way about not spending money on clothing a specific time in the month, because I understand that if I can't afford it, I can't. And I had to come to the realization of, as much as you spend this amount of money and you're only paying 200 Rand a month on your clothing account, there's still interest built to that amount, and you're paying interest for something that's not going to give you anything back. Like what does clothes give you back? Unless you have a clothing company that's giving you income or profit, then that would make sense. But even then, like, you know, like why are you stocking up your wardrobe, spending all this money on credit, on clothing account debt for nothing? Like that's just, and for me, that realization just made me like, oh my gosh, that is so true, you know. So yeah, and don't feel bad, and don't feel like really terrible and feel like it's the end of the world and you can't fix it. You definitely can fix it. You just need to come to a realization for yourself and come to an agreement with yourself that this is something you need to do and this is something that you need to fix. And if your lifestyle is funded by debt, realize certain things in your lifestyle that you need to take out or not stop doing. Because if you're trying to get out of debt and you're still living the same lifestyle that got you into debt, you're not going to get far. If I'm being really honest, you're not going to get far. Yeah, I don't want this video to be too long. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you found this really helpful. I know we didn't finish getting ready together, but I've been going on and on for quite a while, and I don't want this video to be too long, as I've mentioned. So if you guys are feeling that way, where you're just feeling stuck in your debt and you're feeling stuck in condemning yourself for past financial mistakes, and you feel like you're carrying this load, look and see where you can offload and start with the smallest, and just start from there. Like the most smallest thing, like if you have store accounts, start there and just work your way through and get out of that financial cycle which you've been doing, and the mistakes. And remember, mistakes are there to teach you, and mistakes are there for you to gain a lesson from and for you to move forward from that. And if you're not learning anything from your mistakes, then what are you doing? Learn something, grow from it, and move forward and be a better person for yourself and for your financial future. As always, keep on hustling, and I'll catch you guys on my next video. Bye.